Let's go for it, Franco.
Great. Thank you, Jason. Welcome everyone to Thursdays with Franco, where we talk Apex and autonomous, how to get things moving, how to get things started, and how to keep that natural inquisitive curiosity fed, making a difference. And today's special guest is Karthik Sukumar. Hey, Karthik.
Hey, Franco. How are things?
I'm good. Now, Karthik, when we talk about natural curiosity and someone who can't stop learning and can't stop trying and playing with different things, tell me, how do you feed that learning hunger of yours?
That's a way too much hunger I have, and that's every day. And so one of the things which I feed my hunger is going through the LiveLabs. So LiveLab is a platform which we launched 2 years back. It actually started with around 40 guided workshops. And so I go in there every day, at least spend an hour in my free time and try new things out, try technology, try to learn how do I do Python coding, or how do I create an Apex app as such. So LiveLab is my life savior.
So can you give me a slide or two on LiveLabs, and then let's get stuck into it.
Awesome. So let me share my screen and just to give a bit of overview of LiveLabs. So LiveLab is designed to help us and to have an experience of Oracle Cloud in a way that works best for everyone's situation. It's a project which kicked off 2 years back, and like I said, it started with around nearly 40 workshops, and it's grown over 500 workshops now, and that's a lot. And it's just the tip of the iceberg. And the cool thing is it's free. I don't need to put in my credit card or subscribe to anything, and it's available for me 24/7. And I can actually have a whole raft of learning experience in there, because it actually covers from beginner level to medium to advanced level. And and also you could see in this slide, so I've just listed out top 10 workshops which I love the most, which I actually experienced, and I actually got a lot of learning from it. So including loading and analyzing data with your autonomous database, and how do you use machine learning to identify patterns, and how do you deploy cloud native services. So it's actually, it actually helps me out to have a few workshops, and I've kicked off initially called test drives with our customers to accelerate data management, building apps, having some workshops around analytics, having serverless and container modernization initiatives. And I've been using LiveLabs as my guiding beacon to do those stuff.
So I can see a variety of those, from interacting with autonomous, getting to know OCI, that's that getting started with the infrastructure core services. I certainly like that simplified, the microservices one, the Kubernetes cluster one, the visual builder one. It just, the story goes on. And I can see in your screen there, it's like you can either run this on your tenancy, or it allocates a sandbox for you for a period of time.
Yeah, the cool thing is I can get access to a sandbox environment very quickly using the LiveLabs, and use that sandbox to actually go to the guided workshops. So the sandbox, the LiveLab provisions use a sandbox. It's a pre-set up environment. So in the backend, it just based on the workshops which you select, so it provisions the environment for you. And once you're done, you just simply close the browser, and the LiveLabs takes care of it, cleaning the environment, and makes it available for the next user. So let me just share my the LiveLab portal as such. Give me 1 sec.
Fantastic. So you're going to take us through a live demo of how to actually get a workshop kick-started. What do you think of that, Jason Lowe?
That's exciting. I want to see this in a live lab in live demo. So
a live lab of LiveLabs.
So while I'm doing that, so I'm just going to post this link in the Zoom chat window. So that's developer.oracle.com/livelab. And here you could see I've just gone. It's available for everyone. It's 24/7. So it caters to a whole raft of technology enthusiasts, so from developers to DBA specialists to data scientists. And here you could see it has a list of featured workshops. So let's go in, and I've said that we have over 500 workshops in there. That's a lot. And how do you filter and how do you actually tailor your experience? It depends on what you like and what you want to learn, and that's the key thing. So here you could see it caters to different level of users, beginners, intermediate, and advanced. And also you could see that the things which we talked about, reserving a LiveLab instance, so it can, like we can go and do a faceted search and run on LiveLabs. And also, Franco, you like Python coding, right?
Yeah, I do. I do like Python coding. Funny
So
you say that. Here's my coffee cup.
That's nice. That's nice. And so let's go and see if we have any tailored experience or guided workshop experience.
Okay, just hold it there.
Yeah.
So if I want to do some Python coding with the database, Python coding with JSON for MongoDB, or I like the third one there, being able to cut some Python code and have it hosted as part of a Kubernetes cluster.
Right.
And then if you're into machine learning notebooks, there's an example there where I can mix my SQL with my Python against the database. That's really cool. I'm definitely going to come. I'm in the last one, a sample Python app with OCI data flow. Wow. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just the Python stuff. And also I remember, so Steve Lawton came into the session one day, and he was talking about the lakehouse. So let's also see, I've been also playing with the lake. How do I set up a lakehouse? And using the data catalog services. So this one is a pretty interesting LiveLab experience. And so this one just helps you to see how you can turn on a data lake and also create a relational data store. And then also, how do you marry those two things together and create a lake house pattern? And then how do you use like services like data catalog to see what's in your lake house and try to extract the data and analyze it, and using machine learning model to actually predict analyze those data sets, which is quite good.
That was cool. That was done 2 weeks ago with Stephen Lawton. And I remember it helped me understand a lot more how you could blend effectively flat files on object storage and start to bring them into an autonomous database without doing any sort of load. So if you click the start button, what happens then?
Okay. So you have two options here. So one is you can run it on your tenancy, and the other one is run on LiveLab Sandbox. So here you can reserve your own sandbox environment, and it goes on for 4 hours. And during the time, you can provision the needed environment for you to go through the LiveLab. So all you need is a Oracle ID for you to log on. So so it's all secure. I just need to do my double auth. Find mine. So and then yes, straight away you can start provisioning environment. And so yeah, and while I'm doing that, I'm just going to drink my dirty chai. What's a dirty chai? Oh, so I've been experimenting, trying to see how I can mix a shot of espresso with the chai latte. And so so I actually went into this barista, and he was selling dirty chai, and I was wondering what the heck it was. And so I thought, okay, let me be creative and see how I can mix these two things. So it's coffee with the chai latte mixed together. Now, Karthik, do we want to go through this experience with the data lake, or do you have something around building a spreadsheet? Why don't we do a reservation around that and kick it off? That's right. So, building app from spreadsheet is one of my favorite LiveLab experience, which I've been having fun over the last couple of weeks. So I'm just going to go in here and select run on the, one sec. I'm going to reserve the instance in there. Takes give me a sec. Yes. So in this workshop, you would create a fully featured app. It's a responsive web app using Oracle Apex. And here you can have, like this workshop gives you a basic good understanding of low-code app dev. It's actually pretty cool to see how there's an open data set which this LiveLab is using. So that's a New York high school data. And they're converting this data set, which is an Excel sheet, into an app. So let me click on Start again. So I'm just going to reserve my workshop, and let me go and consent, submit reservation.
So this is now, as you've said, this is now going to organize some compute capability on our cloud that will let you walk through the hands-on workshop for building a Apex app from a spreadsheet.
That's right. So it's going to take probably around 2 to 3 minutes for you to provision the instance for you. So once it gets provisioned, so right now the status is pending creation. I would get a notification. Here you go. So it says that the request has been accepted successfully, and probably in a minute or so, my environment would be provisioned by the LiveLab platform, and it would just give me the access details. Here you go. That was quite fast. So let me launch this workshop. Like it took probably 2 to 3 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Franco. Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So this is exactly this. Just leave it here for a minute.
Yeah.
So we can actually see that this LiveLabs concept, or this LiveLabs platform, is available for anyone who's an employee, a partner, a customer, or a student. It doesn't matter who you are. And it's effectively democratized access to Oracle's cloud, Oracle's autonomous database, so people can start to experience it. And it finds some unused capacity somewhere around the planet. And I know when you walked through with this for me the other day as an idea, we had it coming from Frankfurt, and today it's coming from Phoenix in the US, and it's got a particular compartment allocated, and it's given me some resources already available for me. The 2 ATP CPUs with a terabyte of storage, or 1 ADW CPU. This is really cool.
Yeah, it just finds out the resources which are available, because at any point of time you would have, there's quite many people on the LiveLab platform, and they would be doing guided workshops. So, but it kind of finds the resources which are available and then assigns it to you and creates you a login info for you. And then so you can just go into the Oracle Cloud Console and just start provisioning the resources, and you're straight away good to go to follow the workshop. So let me copy the password. So it's just gone into the LiveLab platform instance for DevRel LiveLabs, and then let me put in my username and password. And Franco, what are you having for coffee?
I'm actually having just a standard latte, but I've changed cups now, my Easter cup. And then when afternoon happens, I move to my Merry Christmas cup.
That's
so
nice.
I use a variety of cups for a variety of different reasons.
Now, I have 2 cups myself in here. The one is the Devo. And the other one is, this is my favorite. It says
so that's your son's birthday.
That's right. That's right. And it says the best daddy in the world, voted by Kim. So.
Okay, so you've now got access to the Oracle Cloud just by going through this LiveLabs experience. And so, it says forbidden. What do we do now?
That's right. So right now I am in the compartment, the root compartment. So I just need to go in here and see which compartment was allocated to me. So that's 743. So let me go and select the compartment which is allocated for me to run this LiveLab workshop. So I'm just gonna go and click. So in the when you went and when you got the provisioned resources, you could see that it's allocated me an ATP database and autonomous database. So I can go and provision these resources in here. So let me go and create autonomous database, share infra 19C, and put in my username and password. Yeah. So, and yeah, access from everywhere. So that's secure access through the internet and license included. So I just put in a valid email address myself. So it just provisions you the autonomous database. And once it's, yeah. Yes,
so how long will this take?
Maybe a minute or two again. That's pretty fast. So you got a fully functional autonomous data warehouse spinned up within a minute or two.
And everything you're going through, I know you haven't got time to go through the full LiveLabs of loading that spreadsheet into the Apex app and building the whole thing. So you're going to get once the autonomous database is running, yeah, you're then going to work out how to get Apex provisioned as well.
That's right. So the plan is like just going to the LiveLab workshop. So what I would be doing is uploading the New York High School open data, which is being made available in the workshop. And I would be creating an application based on this table. And then I would just start playing with the faceted search and also try to interact with the report and see how I can enhance the form. And the other one is, so I've just, this is an app which I built following the LiveLabs, and also try to see how I can modify the dashboard. That's what LiveLab is kind of suggesting me in lab number 2. And also the LiveLab also helps me to understand a bit more about how do I add map regions? How do I search the page in order to visualize the pages? So in this app which I created, so this based on the data which I uploaded, it's made a ready-made app for me, and it's given me some faceted search option in here where I can go and select different options and go through what school would be best for me. And you can see that the New York is segregated into 5 different boroughs, from Brooklyn to Bronx to Manhattan to Queens and Staten Island. So and also it gives me a quick experience where I can go and do a search where the safety of the school, because based on the US government, federal government, so it looks like every school has a safety standard depending on the incidents which they've occurred. So you can go and select the schools which you want to choose, which is about 90, which is pretty much safe. And also there are a few interests which I'm so where I'm quite interested about architecture, or actually I'm interested about arts and having film and making videos. So it gives me a pretty good view on like what schools I can choose. And the attendance rate is the graduation rate. So I want to pick the good school in here. So it just kind of shortlisted me on 2 different schools here in Queens, which I can go and put in an application. So this one basically based on the LiveLab. So you uploaded the data set, and it's just created an app for you, and then you are interacting with the faceted search. And how good is it, Franco?
That's pretty cool. And so what can you do with that? So while you're there, can you just click on the dashboard for me? We didn't actually click on that.
It just gives me a, yeah.
Okay, so so I'll get you to go through that experience in a moment. And then if you click on report.
Yes.
Okay, and so I can see this is using one of the standard interactive report mechanisms in Apex. And I'm assuming if you click that little pencil on the pad on the left-hand side, does that then give you the ability to update the data?
That's right. So you can go in here and update some basic metric information. For example, I just want to change the attendance rate because it's been improved over the time from 91 to 95. And the graduation rate to 92, and apply changes.
And then what does the map show you?
The map. So yeah. So what it's done, it's taken the data, and so in the particular data set which was made available in the live lab, so it had the latitude and longitude. So it gives a view on like list of schools available in the state of New York, segregate across different boroughs, and you can do a short list. So you could see it's color coded based on the graduation rate. So, and you can do a quick search on let's say the method of teaching for consult, let's say language and academics, and also to see I'm interested in schools in Manhattan, and I want to make sure that it is safe, and the interest around computer science. And you could see it's just shortlisted on a school where I can go in and see where it is, and it's done a geomapping. That's in LiveLab 4, the lab 4 in the Apex spreadsheet workshop, which is pretty interesting. What it's done for me, and what I can do, and the power of just creating an interactive app using an Excel sheet.
So can we go back to the provision? So you've shown what you can do within an hour or two. You've gone back now to that Apex, sorry, the autonomous console. Yeah. Can we just get Apex up and going and load the spreadsheet, and maybe we'll wrap it up there?
Perfect. Yeah, just give me a sec. I should have disconnected from my VPN, but that's okay. A few things have been. There you go. So you got the autonomous database provision. And let me go in the tools and Oracle Apex. And I'm going to create a workspace.
And you can have, I've heard, there is really no limit on how many Apex workspaces you can have with an autonomous database. You can have thousands if you want.
That's right. Yeah. And yeah. And let me put in more. It's all about the cool apps you develop, right? So, and then how do you segregate it across different workspaces? So here you go. I've just got logged into my Apex instance. I'm just going to create a workspace. I'm just going to create in a new schema. Workspace name. ASU, let's go. LiveLab user, and put in KSU user.
You're much more organized than I am. I just tend to use FU1, FU3, FU4.
Yes.
What about FU2?
I keep being told that's not a good idea.
Yeah, and I'm quite well organized to use welcome on shift 1. That's my password. So you just thrown me an error saying that, hey, that's a very bad password to use, Karthik. Which is good. So there's a built-in security mechanism to make sure that you don't do the bad things in there. So just let me go in here. So let me log out of my.
You just click that little yellow button there, Karthik, KSU LiveLabs. Yeah. Just a bit further up.
That's right. Yeah. So I've just gone to my workshop. So based on the workshops, I'm just going to go and create an app. Yeah, it's it's pretty cool what I can do in few minutes and create an app and make that available across my mobile phone and desktop. So let's go and create new app. So this LiveLab actually given me the data set about the New York high school info. So let's load it in. Let's give it a table name, NYC. New York high school.
Oh, you can see the data that's coming in too.
Yeah. So, and then let me load the data in. Oh, it's getting very cold in here, Franco.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just the temperature is kind of wildly fluctuating. So let me go and view the table. I just want to see what's in there, just for me to explore what's in the table and what's the dimension of that particular data set. So yeah, it's got the column. Yeah, interesting. So safety, seats, applicant, etc. Let's go and see the data. Okay, so it's got all these information in here, latitude and longitude, right? Let's go and create an app. Yeah, Franco. So let's create an app and see what happens from there.
Perfect. So there's that create app button
That's
that you can do right from that environment.
Yeah, and after you explore the table and see what's in there, just click create app. Yeah, just loading the data in auto it applies the faceted search and interactive report for you and creates a dashboard, which is cool. So I can go in here and change the icon. That's something Stuart taught me the other day. I can do cool things in here. So let's go in and change the icon. Awesome. So, and the other one, the interesting thing is just me going and selecting the install progressive app, so that when you're building this app, so it can be both mobile friendly and also offline friendly. Let's say that you're off the internet and you can still interact with your particular app and get things done. And once you're back, you can push the data back into the portal. So let's go and create the app. Franco, do you notice that I've memorized like all these so I've been playing with this LiveLab for a while, and all these steps, it's just like it's coming straight away. So yeah, it's how simple the LiveLab experience is.
That's
and
cool.
Help me understand, realize the steps which you need to do, and you just get comfortable with new technology, which is pretty nice.
Yeah. I noticed that building, you might as well run it now and we'll keep talking.
Yeah.
I realized that loading a spreadsheet to build an Apex app, the original one from a few years ago to what we see now, is very different. And so the thing that's positive, there's a bunch of people there helping us keep current with what's possible with the technology, and being able to deliver it so quickly. So if you click dashboard now,
yeah,
I'm assuming that's going to give you what you had cooked already before.
That's right. So it just shows
Perfect.
Yeah, it's how it's the New York City is divided into 5 different boroughs, and the schools across the neighborhood. What are the interests? Some basic dashboard for you to interact and experience what's in there, and yeah, it's done it for me.
So the thing that's cool is you didn't specify any of that. This environment, the Apex environment, did a little bit of an introspective search and said, chances are this might be interesting for people to see via a dashboard. And similarly, can you actually just click on high search, the search button there?
The search button, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm assuming that's the faceted search that it's worked out for you as well, that you can, and just click on the 3 buttons there next to method, and show chart. You can see there's a bar chart. I actually like a pie chart. Oh, there you go. there you go. It even satisfies difficult people like me,
Yes.
etc. Hey, Karthik, that has been a really, really good intro to what's been happening with LiveLabs, how LiveLabs is available, regardless if you're a student, employee, partner, or customer. If you've got a few hours, it's worth going in and having a look, get an experience, check these things out. And Oracle works out how it democratizes and shares a bit of its OCI across the globe. And then you can actually build these apps. And just another reminder, how cool is Autonomous and Apex? Thank you for your time today, Karthik.
Thanks, Franco. Learning is fun. And I'm having a lot of fun at with the LiveLabs, so which is pretty cool.
Great.